is going on, Brisk Nation? Brisk Commerce here, checking in, and today I want to be showing you a brand new tutorial about TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim, which is a platform essentially to trade live and get live updates about publicly traded equities all across the United States market. Now, everything right at once can seem very overwhelming. So I'm going to go in depth about all of the different things that you need to know about the TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim software. Now, what you see on your screen right now is the home screen. You can see all of your largest positions via holdings. And these are essentially interchangeable widgets where you can drag and adjust these widgets as you see fit. Now you can switch this widget with anything among these categories over here, including but not limited to your account and portfolio, market data, time and calendar, and Thinkorswim functions. This is what is known as the TD Ameritrade News Network. On the TD Ameritrade News Network,
where we've had this slow higher, but today we got something a little bit different.
So today, what we got was something different in the market, and the TD Ameritrade Network will go over all of the in-depth about what happened in today's markets. On the right-hand side, you can see all updates, all social media updates via TD Ameritrade, and all events that are coming up as well. Now, these are very important to understanding the layout because you can get live time updates about what is going on in today's market. Now, on the left-hand side over here, you can even adjust your widgets to show you some quick tickers. So I'm always looking at SPY because SPY is one of the indexes that dictates where my portfolio is heading. Now, I'm also looking at QQQ, which is the leveraged ETF for the NASDAQ as well. I'm always looking at Tesla. You know, your boy loves Tesla. I mean, what's wrong with that? So on the left-hand side, you can also pull up a quick chart on your favorite publicly traded equity or whichever equity you want. So let's say, for example, I wanted to look at RGAF as well. I can look at all of these different equities down here on the quick chart area. Now, let's get into the fun stuff. At the top of your screen over here, you have all of your essential functions within the toolbar. You can trade using this tab over here. Now, TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim software is partnered with your TD Ameritrade live trading account. Essentially, what this is going to do is it's going to make your trading experience a whole lot easier. You can do Forex trading over here, futures trading over here, but personally, if you're a beginner, I would stay away from Forex trading and futures trading because that can get you into a lot of trouble if you don't have the proper research. Over here, you can analyze certain trends related to your equity in question. You can even look at some economic data based on your publicly traded equity. Now, this scan feature is something that I use quite a bit, and I'll be going more in depth about this in a future video. But essentially what you can do is you can use a study, any study. You can use a volatility study. What I like to see is moving average crossovers, and that's something that you'll find within your crossovers tab over here. So I'll go in depth about all of these different things in a future video, but essentially screening these stocks just based on certain filters will give you a solid indication of all the equities that you want to see and that you can potentially add to your watch list based on their volume, their percent change, their net change, and their overall performance. That's the scan feature. Now, this market watch feature is something that you can add different equities to give you some insights into how the quotes are going and what your prices are on a daily basis, including but not limited to your average volume. Now, these are some very essential functions to know because then you can actually see what your equity is doing on a daily basis compared to other equities in the industry. For example, if you're looking at Microsoft versus eBay, they're two very large industries, potentially unrelated, but you can see that the bid is going for this price, the ask is going for this price, and these two concepts are things that I'll go over in a future video as well. Now, you can also see the daily volume, you can see the open price, aka what price did the equity open at, you can see what it closed at, the 52-week high and the 52-week low. Moving on to the charts, and this is where I spend most of my time, charting. Now keep this in mind, charting will not predict the stock price. What charting will do, however, is help you make a more informed trade. The more informed you are about your trade, the better decisions you can make on a day-to-day basis, on a month-to-month basis, on a week-to-week basis, or whatever time frame you're really looking for. Now, I'll go more in depth about all of these charting functions, but there's a wide variety of things you can do here, including but not limited to drawing on the charts, if it would let me do it, the trend lines, just to figure out some consolidation ranges. You can even add relevant price levels, and you might be also wondering how I got my chart to look like this, and this is within your layout. Now you can access your layout over here within the settings, and within the settings you go to appearances, and in your appearances, if you just take a screenshot of what my preferences are here, you can replicate the same thing for your ToS software. Okay, so that's the charts feature. Your tools will give you insight into some different things that ToS has to offer. Your education tab is apparently not even supported by my operating system. All right, anyways, let's go back to the analyze section. Now, you can also check and see the economic data and some fundamentals related to a certain stock or ETF. Now, if I wanted to look at Tesla, for sake of repetitiveness, it'll give you a nice little consolidated opinion section over here. It'll give you what the information was on a given day, and it'll give you all of this related information. Now, it would be kind of overwhelming to look at this right off the bat, but this is something that I'll go into, and I feel like I'm just repeating myself like a broken record, but I'll go into this in a future video. There's plenty of different ratios that you can take into account for, including but not limited to your return on equity, your return on assets, gross profit margin, etc., etc. Now, the earnings tab will give you consolidated information about how an equity has been doing on a quarter-to-quarter basis, essentially prior to their earnings. Now, we're looking at Apple, but let's just go to my favorite stock. You already know. So you can see that for the fiscal year 2019 and quarter 2, Tesla took quite a bit of a hit. It also took quite a bit of a hit in fiscal year 2020 quarter 3, but it recovered in fiscal year 2019 quarter 4 and quarter 3. So there's plenty of different insight that can go into this specific section as well. So with that being said, this has been a brisk review of the general fundamental layouts of TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim. I really hope you enjoyed, and stick around for the next video. Brisk out!